Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved.
All right. That was fantastic. I know Alan was smiling down on that. He loved to shoot. I mean, he loved to shoot. He loved to come out here with us. I remember. I'll just start it off. I remember the first time in September, and Alan couldn't go because he was sick. He had just gotten his diagnosis. Hadn't been too long with stomach cancer, and so that was in 2015. And yes, he got to feeling better that next summer. I think maybe it was Boomtown. Maybe it was the first one he participated in, but he just loved it. He just loved it. And we're going to have a suggestion I thought was just excellent while we were eating. We were talking about it, but we're going to get a plaque made for the marshal's office to put up out here for every event that we do. You know, I want to honor Six Gun when we do the events, but I also want to honor Alan because I worked at Six Gun. Alan was Six Gun. But I remember that, and I remember the joy because I told him the first time, I said, you just do, because I broke my leg 2 weeks before the event, and so I probably shouldn't have done it anyway. I drug it behind me with a cane, and I was able to do it, but he wasn't just able to. The chemo just affected him too much to be able to do that. But I remember that first time that there was just, since I, found him again, or he found me again, or whatever happened, I had not seen joy like that in him. And although he had joy about life, and he had joy about Penny, and he had joy about a lot of things, that just sort of shined through above everything else. Because I remember Six Gun, and some of you I knew there, and some of you I didn't know there. But I'll tell you the thing that I can say about Alan was, and I bet you this was the same with everybody that he worked with. He was always a friend to me. I can honestly say that he was always a friend to me. So I will miss him, and I told Penny that, and I think we both agreed, both of us are going to miss him greatly, but I wouldn't have him come back for anything because I know where he's at, and I know one day I'll be there and I'll see him there. We'll rejoice there together too, so and there won't be no end to that.
How y'all doing? My name is Jordan. I'm Alan's son. And, y'all probably, if you were in Six Gun from 72 to 83 when it closed down, I was a little kid running around, getting in trouble and doing all the little things. Y'all probably don't remember me. But I wanted to talk about Dad, some of the things that he did that was so special. But I wrote down some stuff. I wrote down a thing I wanted to say first. And this is the way it goes. I want to take you all back in time for a moment, back to the early 70s when Western movies and series like Bonanza and Big Valley were still popular. And oh yeah, Tarzan too. Now picture this little boy around 6 years old on a vacation with his mother and brother in Florida. Son, the mother says, you have the choice. Do you want to go to Silver Springs where they filmed Tarzan, or do you want to go to Six Gun Territory and watch the gunfights? She goes, we only have enough money left to go to one or the other. Now this was the hardest decision that I had to make in my whole 6 years of life because I absolutely loved Johnny Weissmuller, Tarzan, and I never missed an episode of Hoss Cartwright and Little Joe. Now life is always filled with choices and options, and what we choose in certain instances can dictate the rest of our lives, good or bad. I chose Six Gun Territory that day and never ever regretted it. I ran out on the street after the bank robbery with my autograph book in my hand, and the marshal was standing there larger than life to a starstruck little boy. I mean, this guy looked just like a real life Western lawman. Okay. Tall and lanky, with a stern look in his eyes, I looked up at him and asked him if he would sign my book. And he popped open his double-barrel shotgun and took out a shell. It was still smoking. He blew on it to cool it off and handed it to me. Oh my God, I was in heaven. Now I was just blown away by what had just happened, not really paying attention to the marshal and my mom locking eyes on each other. It gets even better. For this little starstruck boy, that's me, the marshal was taking us to Dairy Queen that same night. Wow, this is awesome. Then he comes to our campground and visits. I am beyond words excited because I have a real life marshal right here in my own campground. Well, Mom liked having him around so much that she came up to me and she said, "Good news, boys, we are staying a few extra days at Six Gun." I was all excited. My mother fell in love with the marshal that day, and 45 years since then. He was a great husband to her, and he loved her so much. He was even a greater father to me when he didn't have to be, and I knew that. He loved his family life and worshiped God every day. As I grew older, I admired him even more for the way he loved my mother. That kind of love, that agape kind that is written throughout the Bible, is so rare to find and witness. But I did find that through him. He loved Six Gun with all his heart, and he loved the people that worked there. He especially loved the little kids that would visit daily. That man was kind, compassionate, and had a love for everyone. So today I want everyone here to think of their encounter with Marshal Al Jennings and smile. Think of the verse, Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, so does a good friend sharpen another. Remember him, remember his friendship, remember his love for Six Gun and all of you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very good. Made me remember David Leonard too, who David unfortunately couldn't be here. He has a family member that's really bad, sick right now. And David came, I think the second year I've been, and he came up to Charles and he said, would you know these cowboys here that are in these pictures? And showed Charles a picture, and he had a picture of Charles and had a picture of me holding this little boy who was, I don't know, 2 years old or 3 years old, and a picture of Al with him too. And Charles came over and showed me, and it was just, and Alan was the same way. It was, and David's, David now, he's about 6'4", he's a big guy. He asked me, "Would you like to redo this picture?" No, I don't think so. I might have to go the other way with it, you holding me instead of me holding you. But Alan had such a joy in that. We all did, but Alan especially always loved the kids so much.
Didn't prepare anything, but that's just like the rest of my life. It was wonderful to see Al back. It was wonderful to see all of you. It was wonderful for us to have this community, have everybody back. But what made me the happiest was you, because he told me how happy his life had been, and I had not seen him. You made his life happy. So